To Premier, we're so glad you're here. My name is Lily Nelson and I work within our admissions office here at Baylor. I'm so excited to introduce to you Dr. Dodson and Dr. McMichael. They're going to talk to you guys about our religion department today. They're absolutely incredible, so I know you're going to love hearing from them. So with that, I'll let them take over.
Yes, welcome to the Religion Department's Premier 2021. And just to introduce ourselves, I'm Dr. Dodson, and said undergraduate program director in the Department of Religion. I also teach in the Religion Department. My co-host, Dr. McMichael, I'll ask her to introduce herself.
I'm Dr. Mandy McMichael, and I am the Associate Director for Ministry Guidance, and I teach in the Practical Studies area of the Religion Department.
And so we just want to give you sort of an overview of both the religion major, but also the ministry guidance program within the religion department and the kind of scholarships and internships that are available through our department. So let me just sort of jump right in and give you an overview of a major in religion. I don't want to go through all these hours and everything, but of course, if you're getting a bachelor's degree, you need 124 hours. Baylor has a core curriculum where we have 50 hours. Those are sort of general education courses. Let me mention, though, that 2 of those core curriculum courses are religion courses. So every student at Baylor University takes what we call Christian scriptures, sort of an overview and survey of the Bible. And then the second class is Christian Heritage, kind of a survey and introduction to the history of Christianity. So all students take those 2 religion classes. And then if you're a religion major, those 2 classes actually count towards your major. So majors are usually 36 hours, but I put 30 hours here because you've already had the 2 hours from your core curriculum. And I'll say a little bit more about the religion majors and what kind of classes and what we offer there. I will say also the religion minor. Again, across campus, religion minors are usually 18 hours, but we allow you to count your 2 core religion classes towards your minor. So that's 12 hours then that you can have for a religion minor. So let me just quickly show you sort of the organization of our department and the religion major. So we have concentrations and we have areas within the religion department. And so you can take classes in biblical studies. That's a concentration. We have classes in an area in theology, Christian theology and ethics. We also have an area in historical studies. That's think church history. Practical studies, that's what Dr. McMichael was mentioning a moment ago, sort of our ministry courses. We also have world religion courses, and then we have biblical and related languages. So you would take classes sort of introductory to all these areas. So we have an introduction to Christian theology, introduction to church history, introduction to world religions, interpreting the Old Testament, interpreting the New Testament. Those are sort of introductory courses that are required for the religion major. But after that, you start taking classes in your concentration. And that's, of course, according to your preference. So you could take classes in Bible, like Jesus and the Gospels, or the Pentateuch, or the first 5 books of the Old Testament, theology and ethics. We have classes on bioethics. We have classes on gender and theology, historical studies. So any number of these kinds of classes that may interest you. And if you are interested, by the way, feel free to shoot me an email and I'll be glad to send you an attachment with our all the classes that we do offer. Dr. McMichael might want to say more about the practical studies classes here in a moment, but that's sort of an overview of the kind of classes you can have in your religion major. Let me sort of pass the baton now to Dr. McMichael, who will talk about the ministry guidance office, which is in the religion department, and they do a fantastic job of helping, especially those students who feel a call to vocational church ministry. And so let me pass it on to her and let her speak about that important part of our department.
Yes, it's so great to be with you on this Saturday morning. Thanks for joining us. This is my colleague, Dr. Dennis Horton, who is the Director of Ministry Guidance. And together we work with the students who have articulated some desire to go into ministry of all stripes. So this is anything from pastoral ministry to chaplaincy to missions work, teaching religion, any number of fields. We try to help students in that discernment process. And our office really, we start working right now, recruiting the students to Baylor that we think will benefit from our program in ministry guidance and from working with us and with our partners in the community. So we start with recruiting. While you're here, if you choose to enroll at Baylor, we will work with you to help you find internships in the summers, to help you get into grad school. Most of our students go on to seminary or directly into ministry. And so we'll work with you with your resume and cover letter and sitting down to talk about what schools might be a good fit for you. So we do a lot of that in the student development portion of our call and our work. And then placement, of course, we get lots of requests, especially from church camps that are looking for counselors. They love to hire Baylor students in the summer. Our students are fantastic and work really well in these working with children during the summer. So that's a big one for us. But we also have churches that are looking for youth interns or music interns or even pastoral interns in the summer. And so we will send out those requests so that you can be looking for them and find a chance to try out what you think it is that you want to do. And then this fourth thing here is more for the ministers who are already serving in our community. We also do some continuing education through our office. These are individuals. We have over 150 trained supervisors in the Waco area who work in nonprofits and in churches and in college ministry. And they help us by partnering with our students and working with our students. So in the spring, we have an event for them where we invite someone to come and to share about pastoral care or about some kind of issue that's facing the church, to present and to engage with our ministers, our local ministers who work so closely with us. So we offer them these opportunities every spring free of charge. So that's a little bit about what our office does. We're located on the garden level, which is the basement of Tidwell, and we're all right there together, and hope you will stop by when you make your way to campus and to see us. I think the next slide talks about what many of you are probably most interested in, and that is our scholarships. We are very fortunate at Baylor that Baylor believes in training the next generation of ministers, and we have funds to help defray the cost of a Baylor education for individuals who are called to ministry. This very first one, the deadline's coming up rather quick for it, so I'm going to speak about it first. Baylor to Seminary Scholarship. This is a $10,000 a year scholarship. We only award one of these to an incoming student who feels called to go to seminary. Specifically, if you're interested in going to Truett after you graduate from Baylor. It's $10,000 a year while you're an undergraduate, and then it's full tuition at Truett. So all of your seminary tuition is covered if you receive this scholarship. The application is due November the 8th. And there's an interview process for this. You'll have a chance to come to campus in January and be interviewed with some of our faculty and get to see Truett and meet some of their faculty. And I would encourage all of you who are interested in ministry to apply for this scholarship. I will say, even if you don't get this scholarship, our students who have just raved about how wonderful it is to go ahead and meet other students who feel called to ministry and to begin to form community with them. The second scholarship is the Hubler Endowed Scholarship. We have 5 of these. This is also a $10,000 a year scholarship, so $40,000 a year. And the application for this one is due March 15th. Our third scholarship is the Baylor Ministry Scholarship. We don't have a limit on these. Again, Baylor is so generous. We do not have a limit on how many we can award. So as many of you as feel called to ministry, all of you can receive this scholarship, and it's 15% of tuition. That's a pretty substantial amount. I think it works out to about $7,500 a year for this Baylor Ministry Scholarship. And then finally, we have a Baptist General Convention of Texas Ministry Scholarship. This is specifically for Baptist because it's funded through the BGCT, and it's 5% of 5% of tuition. So if you get both the Baylor Ministry Scholarship and the BGCT scholarship, it works out to be about 20% of tuition, or $10,000 a year. So that is a very, very, very like fly through overview. All of these applications are found on our website. So you can apply online for them, and all of them require that you have certification from your church, so that some minister at your church will say, yes, that I've had a conversation with this individual. Yes, I know they feel called to ministry, and yes, our church supports them. So all of them will require that. They also require that you either be a religion major or a religion minor. We believe strongly that if individuals are called to ministry, that they should be about that work of learning ministry, even at the undergraduate level. And as Dr. Dodson said earlier, a religion minor is not a difficult one to fit into any degree plan. It's 4 extra classes. So it's 1 class a semester for your first 3 years, and you have your religion minor. The last qualification, or the last thing that I'll mention, is that one of those classes has to be Religion 2480, which is the Introduction to Ministry class. Again, this is a class we believe is instrumental in discerning vocation and thinking about call. And we think it's important that all of individuals pursuing ministry take this one particular course. It does have an internship component that lets you get out in the world and kind of try on that calling with one of our local supervisors. So I'll stop there. I'm sure there are questions, and I will answer as many as I can at the end, but I want to leave time for the rest of our conversation.
Thank you, Dr. McMichael. And yes, so we're going to spend some time with you answering some questions. Also, let me just mention our website is baylor.edu/religion. So you can just go there and find other resources and some of the scholarship applications that Dr. McMichael mentioned as well. I just quickly want to mention that our department is really interested in you. In our undergraduate program, we try to give attention to our religion majors. One of the ways we try to do this is to have, for those introductory courses I mentioned earlier that all Baylor students have to take, we have a special section just for religion majors only. So in that class, it's just religion majors. And it's an opportunity for you to get to know one another, and then also for us to get to know you. Otherwise, you would be in a class of 60 with all majors across all the campus. And in the past, we haven't had this. We feel like that those freshman religion majors at the beginning may have gotten a little disconnected with our department. So we've been more intentional about our engagement with you from the very start with these 2 religion courses. Our faculty is a great faculty. I wish I could tell you a little bit about every one of them and tell you about their commitment to their own calling as teachers in the religion department. And but again, I encourage you to go to our website. You can find the faculty page there and read about their discipline, read about their research, and read something about who they are. So I would encourage that. I know one of the questions that's often asked is, what can I do with a religion major? But as Dr. McMichael mentioned earlier, most of our students come with a sense of call, and oftentimes that includes going to seminary after Baylor or some sort of graduate school. So that's sometimes a part of the path. We really have any number of people who come through the religion department seeking to do things beyond Baylor. Pre-med, pre-law folks come through the religion department as majors and minors, social work, even business majors who have an interest in both their entrepreneurship and their nonprofit sort of aspirations recognize that the religion department can undergird their approach to the world with a theological and ministry perspective. So that's helpful as well. So let me stop at this point, and I think we do just simply want to open it up to questions for you. And so I'm going to, do I stop the PowerPoint, you think, Dr. McMichael, or do we just, what do you think have a preference?
I don't have a preference, no.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop sharing so we can at least see, and then we'll listen for questions, I guess. Or do we do the Q&A in the bottom? Do you remember how that works?
So we have our first question. I'll let you tackle this one. It's from Jackson Hayes. How Baptist is your religion department? How's it treat students of other denominations? Excellent question, Jackson.
Yes, it is. And so let me say that, of course, the history of Baylor University is a Baptist institution. And we do have a number of faculty members in our department who are Baptist, but we also have a very strong ecumenical spirit, and we welcome and encourage students from all faith traditions. I know we have a Catholic student who's a part of our cohort this year, taking ministry classes and taking our religion classes, and I think she would testify that she feels right at home in our religion department. So, so yes, traditionally Baptist, a number of Baptists in the department, but very open and encouraging to other Christian traditions.
And that would be true across Baylor, that the percentage of students, we have a large number of students who are non-denominational in some form or another, but then also Catholic, Episcopalian, Presbyterian, Methodist, Baptist, you name it. But we don't really have a 80% Baptist student body anymore. And so we have worked really hard to make sure that everyone feels included and has a voice in our classes, particularly in the religion department. That's a commitment for us. Other questions? Because you definitely don't want us to just talk.
To follow up on that, and do we have I see another question.
We do. What are some specific classes that you offer? And then why don't you take that one, and then I'll take the next one about scholarships.
Great. So again, we have those different areas, and those different areas offer classes that are specific to those disciplines. So again, the Bible, and again, so I teach in the Bible area. I'm in New Testament. So we have interpreting the New Testament. We have Jesus in the Gospels. We have Paul in his writings. We have Johannine literature. My Old Testament faculty, they'll have the Pentateuch, or the first 5 books of the Old Testament, the prophetic literature, the Psalms and wisdom literature. We have a great Bible and archaeology class. So there's that sort of on the Bible side. Theology and ethics. I think I mentioned bioethics, environmental ethics. We have race and religion as a part of that curriculum. We have some theology classes in terms of introduction to theology, the practical study, sort of our ministry courses. We have communication ministry. What is it, Dr. McMichael? Is it communications in ministry? Communication
in ministry, leadership in ministry, cross-cultural ministry, and introduction to ministry.
Yes. And so with our church history, we have church history classes, sort of world Christianity, as well as other courses that would connect the history of Christianity with particular regions and particular faith traditions. World religions, of course, we have the introduction to world religions, but we also have topics in Asian religions, topics in African religions. And so it sort of goes on from there. And again, I think online we might have a list of those classes. And again, if you can't find that, I'll be glad to email you what those are. So hopefully that's helpful.
I had a couple of questions that I think I answered in the Q&A. just typing in answers, but I also put my email. So if you need to talk, please do. But I have one left. Is getting into the ministry guidance program separate from the regular application? No, it's not. We welcome any student. And even if you come to Baylor and you are not sure you want to pursue ministry yet, and you just want to have conversations, please stop by our office. We'd love to chat with you about that. The separate application is for the scholarships. So the scholarships do require a separate application, but getting into our program absolutely does not. We want everyone who feels a call to ministry, whatever that looks like, to join us.
Okay. Any other questions? Those were all amazing. Oh, it looks like we actually might have just gotten one more.
Yeah, I was going to take a stab at that one really quickly. So is it about primarily to prepare students for ministry or to teach theology to students of all? It's for everyone. We have the ministry guidance classes. So the practical ministry classes are geared specifically for students who are preparing for a career in ministry. So the communication ministry, cross-cultural ministry, intro to ministry, those classes that I mentioned are specifically for ministry students. But our classes more broadly are really to prepare you for anything. Many of our students, as Dr. Dodson noted, also will go into law school or to med school, and they just want this foundation, this faith foundation and critical thinking skills. We do a lot of critical thinking and writing in the religion department, and that prepares you for any number of professions. So our classes are, I think, broadly applicable for a number of things. I hope that answers your question. If not, please feel free to follow up in an email.
Great. Well, thank you guys all for those questions and for joining the religion session today. We'll let you guys go on to your next session. Thank you so much, Dr. Dodson and Dr. McMichael. That was a great session. I know we all learned a lot. Y'all are welcome to log out now and then go ahead and head into your next session. Thanks again, y'all, for all that awesome information. Have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.